All right, let's get this show started.
In today's news, Daniel Cormier and Joaquin Buckley have a heated exchange. DC recently mocked Buckley for his call-out of Conor McGregor, calling it the worst call-out in UFC history. Taking to X, Buckley replied, "Let this be known, DC Bisping Chael Sonnen, ya mamas raised some hoes. Y'all really trying to twist up my words knowing damn well what I said in that cage, but it's okay, we can all have some fun." DC fired back, writing, "Shut up, maybe listen. You had a dumbass call out. You're getting talked about by 3 of the biggest voices in the game. Maybe listen. It was the worst call out in history. Don't let winning a few fights at 170 pounds get you too excited, bruh. Don't mention Audrey." Buckley responded, "Yeah, you funny, pretending like you don't know what I'm talking about still. I don't care if y'all say it's the worst call out. The point is, you saying I was calling women/grandmas hoes? Nah, y'all the hoes." He closed out with the denied and laughing emotes. Dominick Cruz accuses Jose Aldo of ducking him. Cruz is puzzled by Jose Aldo's decision to fight Jonathan Martinez for his final contract bout at UFC 301 instead of him. Aldo mentioned that the UFC initially planned for him to face Cruz, but Cruz was unavailable due to camp issues. During media day, Aldo explained that he requested a top 5 opponent and noted that, unlike Cruz, Martinez was on a winning streak. Now, in an interview on the Anik and Florian podcast, Dominick Cruz shared his perspective, accusing Aldo of avoiding him to fight a lesser opponent and end his UFC career with a win rather than risking a loss.
Since you brought up Aldo, I'll start with, I saw his words are that they offered him to fight me, but he wanted somebody in the top 5. Is Jonathan Martinez in the top 5?
No.
Okay, so there's that. And then why would you want to be in the top 5 unless you're going to fight for the title? Is he planning on renegotiating his contract for another 6 fights and going for the title? Or do you want to make sure you secure a win to become a free agent off a win instead of a loss when you got to face the likes of me, which is a nightmare? Cool. I get his perspective, and I could understand that because he's right. I'm not in the top 5. But I will say that I'm curious what he does, because I'm happy for him. He gets to be a free agent off of a win. From fighter to fighter with the career that guy's had, the legend is. Kudos to you, man. That was a power business. That was intelligent. But don't reword it and say it's because I'm not in the top 5. You faced a guy that wasn't in the top 5 anyways. What's the difference? So I think he's going to make a killing now that he's not He's not going to renegotiate. Why would he sign for another 6 fights in the UFC? He's going to go be a free agent. So I think that's off the table.
Edson Barboza has called for a BMF title fight against Max Holloway. Barboza, who fights Lerone Murphy this Saturday in the main event of UFC Fight Night 241, feels he's done more than enough to deserve the opportunity. Speaking to media during the pre-fight presser, the UFC veteran said that if he beats his opponent on Saturday, he wants Max Holloway next.
Before you call it a career, do you have to fight for the BMF title?
You said, bro. Have the one guy to deserve to fight BMF title? It's me. Because who's have a better highlight than knockout in UFC than me? Bro, imagine him a fight me. Bro, I love Max Holloway. He's one of my favorite fight ever. I love to watch him. Very nice guy, very family guy. Imagine a fight me against him with the BMF belt. You know? It's gonna be very, very good for me, for him, for the company. And like I said, man, I have a 30 fights. That my next one's gonna be my 3rd fight in UFC. I think I deserve that, man. Well, of course, my focus 100% on the next one. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Islam Makhachev wrestles Frankie Edgar's kid. In preparation for his upcoming fight against Dustin Poirier, Makhachev has been training alongside UFC veteran Frankie Edgar at Nick Catone MMA in New Jersey. Edgar shared a video on his Instagram page of his son practicing his grappling skills with the reigning lightweight champion.
Push and down and both go towards that.
Demetrious Johnson delves into the details of how the UFC paid fighters for promoting upcoming fights. DJ continues to enlighten fans about the UFC's pay structure, which has been pretty eye-opening. In a recent YouTube video, Mighty Mouse revealed that UFC fighters earn incentives based on their Instagram traffic. According to DJ, fighters with the highest traffic would receive between $1,000 and $25K.
When Twitter and Instagram and Facebook first came out, the UFC would, I talked about in one of my recent videos about UFC Fighter Summit. He would bring us there and say, you guys need to build your brand. It's free. It costs you nothing. The more people want to see you fight, the more money you're going to make, because you're going to make money in pay-per-view points, etc., etc. If you became a champion, you become a partner. I've done a video on that already. But the UFC was very good about doing that. And then, yes, they'll send you laptops, and then they will give you incentives. I think it was like quarterly incentives, like whoever had the most traffic in their thing, it would be like, first person will get $25,000, it'll go like $12,000, and then $5,000, and maybe, $1,000. So they give us a lot of incentives to talk about the fights and boast it. And they kept on doing it for, I think it lasted for maybe a year or 2 years.
Aljamain Sterling is confident he'd beat Sean O'Malley in a rematch. During a recent appearance on the Overdogs podcast, Sterling stated that he would bet his life savings on beating Sean O'Malley if they fought again.
I had to take a month off from my Henry Cejudo fight because my shins were so beaten up. Oh, but Sean had busted ribs. He didn't have busted ribs coming into training camp. The guy had 10 months off before his Jan fight to prepare for either myself or Henry Cejudo. He beat Jan, and then he got to sit and wait as if he was the champion. And then I get told, as the champion, you have to turn around and cut all that weight again. And again, O'Malley showed up that night. It was an off night for myself, and the better man won that night. But I do know if I had a rematch, and as long as he waited from August to fighting Cheeto in March, you give me that time to recover and prepare and to cut my weight the proper way in a rematch, I would bet my life savings on that. But people are going to say I'm still salty. I'm like, yo, skills are skills, facts are facts. If I sit there and chop the legs down the way I did in the first round, like, yeah, we could sit here and do this all day long. But I think overall, O'Malley's getting better, but I think I'm very good at what I do. He's very good at what he does. And I'm very good at not letting people do what they want to do.
Sean Strickland goes off on weak man Paulo Costa. The UFC 302 co-main event between Costa and Strickland might be in jeopardy. In a video posted Wednesday night titled, "Is Costa Out?", Strickland said he's heard Costa has yet to sign their fight contract. He then targeted Costa with several verbal attacks in an effort to entice the Brazilian to put his name on the dotted line.
Well, goddamn, Costa. I've heard you yet to sign that contract. And I'll tell you what, man, I didn't believe it. I did not think you'd react like a coward. I thought you would man up, sack up, but instead you're acting like you got ovaries. So I went on the Googler. I did the right things, give you the benefit of the doubt. I went on the Googler, and I noticed something, man. After you fought Izzy, you went downhill. You went off that deep, my man. I don't know what happened in that little pea brain you have. Well, do we need to get someone for you to talk to, my man? Do we need to sit you down, have you talk about your feelings? I think therapy's for weak men. But let me tell you something, dude. You're being a weak fucking man. If you can't stack up and make this shit happen, we'll get someone for you to talk to. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint the fans. Let me make you fucking believe.
Paulo replied, posting this pic over X captioned, "Grab and go, motherfucker." Time for today's top memes. Third place was found over on Facebook and was posted by Funny MMA. The second place meme was found over on Facebook and was posted by Robert. And the top picked meme was found over on X and was posted by MMA Fan. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.